Welcome to the Chapter 3 review. What we're going to do today is this video is just here to kind of help you get prepared for the test tomorrow. So if I were you, I would go follow along with me, do each question, pause it, and then check your answer with my answer. Alright, here we go. So our first instruction says that we need to simplify our expression. So remember, if we simplify, there's a couple of rules. We need to find our like terms, first of all. Then we need to combine them, and whatever sign we start with is what sign we're going to end with. So for these first ones, we have 8 plus v plus v plus 3. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to circle my like terms. So, well, actually, first I'm just going to circle all of my terms. So my terms here are 8, v, v, and 3. And then my like terms, which are the terms that I combine, are 8 and 3. Those can be combined because those are just regular numbers. And these two v's, they can combine with each other. So, if I combine my v and v, one v plus another v would be 2v. And then 8 plus 3 would be 11. Okay? So now let's try that over here. Our terms are 7, 2v, v, and 6. So my like terms here would be 7 and 6 first of all, and then second of all, my second pair of like terms are 2v and v. Remember, in order to be like terms, they need to have the same variable to the same power. So 2v and v, they both have v as the variable, and they're both to the first power. 7 and 6, they both don't have a variable, and they're both still to the first power, so we can call them like terms. When I combine like terms over here, I have 7 plus 6, which is 11 again. And then here I have 2v minus v, which you can think of as 2v minus 1v, which would still give us 1v. So I'm going to put that at the end. Remember, whenever we have addition, the order does not matter. So I could have wrote this one as v plus 11 or 11 plus v. Both of them work. Okay? So now let's look at the bottom one. Our terms are 1.3, h, 3.3, and 2.7. I'm going to connect my like terms together. The regular numbers that I have are 1.3, 3, and 2.7, and then h is on its own. So I'm going to write h out first. And then to figure out the rest of them, we need to do 1.3 plus 3.3 minus 2.7. I'm going to go left to right, which follows my order of operations. So 1.3 plus 3.3, that would give me 4.6. I'm going to use a different color so we can see it better. That would give me 4.6, and then I need to subtract 2.7. When we do that, we have to borrow 16 minus 7, that is 9, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So we get 1.9. So our final answer should be h plus 1.9. For our second slide for simplifying these expressions, I'm going to again circle my like terms. So I have 5z, 7, 2z, 3, 9, and z. I'm going to kind of chain all of my like terms together. So 5z, 2z, and z. They all have z's. And then I'm going to combine my other pair of like terms. So I have 7, 3, and 9. I'm going to start with my variables. Let's see. If I start with my variables, 5z minus 2z, that would give me 3z. Then minus another z would give me 2z. And then 7 plus 3 is 10, minus 9 is 1. My simplified answer would be 2z plus 1. For my second example over here, I have 4r, 6t, and 3. When I combine those, my like terms are 4r and t, and then I also have 6 and 3. When I combine those together, 4r plus t, well actually, let's go back, because 4r and t, they are not like terms, because for one, the variables are, and for the other, the variable is t, so I can't combine those at all. But what I can combine are these 6 and this 3 right here. So if I were to do this, I would have 4r plus t, and then 6 minus 3 is plus 3. That would be your final answer, 4r plus t plus 3. Now let's look down here at our bottom example. We have 1.2, 3w, w, and 9.3. If I were to do that, I could combine the w's because they are like terms. 3w minus w is 2w. And then my other pair of like terms is 1.2 and 9.3. 1.2 plus 9.3 is 10.5. So I have plus 10.5. So that would be my simplified answer, 2w plus 10.5. Alright, we have our first word problem. It says the perimeter of the rhombus is 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus m plus 6. It wants me to simplify the expression. So first of all, it's important to recognize that perimeter means the area around. Okay, so that's our perimeter. It's saying that my perimeter is 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus m plus 6, and that is inside of my parentheses. So what it wants me to do is add everything together. So first thing I need to figure out is what can I add together. So I'm going to circle my terms, 2, 3, 2, m, and 6, and then I have to decide what I can combine. So I can combine the 2, the 3, the 2, and the 6, and the m is kind of on its own. So if I were to combine everything into a final answer, I would have m, and then 2 plus 3 is 5, minus 2 gives me 3, plus 6 gives me 9, so I have m plus 9. That would be my final answer for my simplified expression for this problem. So you would need to have that on your test. Okay, so here is where we are going to start using our distributive property. Now remember in class we talked about we need to use mental math to do these, so how we decided to do it is that we could break the problem down into its parts. So instead of 56, we could write it as 50 plus 6, and then we could distribute from there. So from here, I'm going to circle my terms. 8 times 50 and 8 times 6. 8 times 50 is a lot easier for me to figure out. I know 8 times 5 is 40, so 8 times 50 would be 400. Then I know that 8 times 6 is 48, so I'm going to add a 48 there. And now I just have 400 plus 48, which is 48. What you can't do on these ones is write it like this. This will not work. You cannot do the math this way, because that's not using your mental math, and it's not using the distributive property. So make sure you have something like what I have down. For the second one, we are again going to circle our terms. That's always the first step when we are distributing. And then I'm going to draw my arrows to each number. So I have x times 4, which that's 4x, and then I have x times 3, which would be 3x, and then since I have a plus here, I need to bring that down. So I have 4x plus 3x, and it wants me to simplify all the way. So I have 4x plus 3x. Those are both like terms, so I can combine those. 4x plus 3x, that would give me 7x. That would be my final answer. And then for this last one over here to the right, we have 4, then 7 minus t. If I were to do that, what I would do is I would first circle my terms, so 4, 7, and t. Then I draw my arrows. I have 4 distributing to the 7 and to the t. When I do that, 4 times 7 gives me 28. 4 times t gives me 4t. And since I had a minus here, I need to bring that down, so I'd have 28 minus 4t. I want to check to make sure that I can't distribute anything anymore. So 28 and 4t, those are not like terms, so I cannot combine them. So this would be my final answer, would be 28 minus 4t. Let's see here. Let's move on to the next slide. We're doing a little bit more with the distributive property. So I'm going to circle my terms first. Here, 9, 2y, and 5. Then I'm going to draw my arrows to the 2y and to the 5. When I distribute, I have 9 times 2y, which is 18y. I'm going to use a different color again so you can see it easier. 18y, and then 9 times 5 is 45. And then since I had a minus here, I need to bring that down. So I have 18y minus 45 as my final answer. I can't combine anything more because I have a y over here and I don't have a variable over here. They're not like terms, so I am done. Now, for the second one, I have 2, 8j, and 3. When I distribute, I draw my arrows. 2 times 8j is 16j, and 2 times 3 is 6. Since I had a minus here, that needs to find its way down here. And my final answer would be 16j minus 6. These are not like terms, so I can't combine them. My answer is done. Now for this last one, this one has an extra step to it because I have this little minus 15. So I'm going to start like I did on all the other ones by circling my terms. So I have 5, 11, 2n, and 15. I distribute the 5 to the 11 and to the 2n. When I do that, I get 55 plus 10n. And then I have to remember to bring down this minus 15. Now here, I'm going to circle whatever terms I have left. So I have 55, 10n, and 15. And I have to think about what I can combine here. So I can't combine anything with 10n because I don't have another n anywhere. So the only thing that I can combine is the 55 and the 15. And I know 55 minus 15 is 40. And then I bring down my 10n, so I have 40 plus 10n. Now, since this is addition, I can write this the other way too, because remember with addition, order does not matter, so this is the same thing as 10n plus 40. Alright, last slide, here we go. It says, you and 4 friends go to a carnival. You pay $3 for cotton candy and X dollars for peanuts. What it wants us to do first is use the distributive property to write and simplify an expression. I am going to underline or circle the important parts of the problem. So I know it's $3 for the cotton candy, and I know it's X dollars for the peanuts, and then I know it's me and 4 friends. So what I know is that it's me and 4 friends, so that's a total of 5 people. So I know outside my parentheses I'm going to have 5, and then on the inside I'm going to have the $3 for the cotton candy and the X dollars for the peanuts. So this would be my expression, but it wants me to simplify it, so the only way I can simplify it is by distributing. Circle my terms, show my arrows. I end up with 5 times 3, which is 15, plus 5 times x, which is 5x. That is my simplified expression, is 15 plus 5x. And then it says, the second question is, how much does the group pay when the peanuts cost $7? So what I would have to do here is I need to substitute back in this $7 for my x. If I did that, I would have 15 plus 5 times 7, which is 15 plus 35. Altogether, that would give me $50. So I want you to say something like, the group would pay $50. I would need a word answer like that. That is what I would accept. So this concludes the review video for your test tomorrow. Please make sure you look through this. You have a good understanding of everything. I'm sure you guys will do great. And I will see you later.